What's going on, everybody? Yo. Happy Thursday. What's going on? Welcome. Alrighty, let's see. How's everybody doing? Hello. Tech Jeeper, Care Jeeper, good to see you. Please don't get the duct tape. That wouldn't be nice. Rope I'm okay with, but no, not the duct tape. Why is my one light not working? Stupid Elgato setup. One of my lights isn't working. One sec. See if this will fix it. Nope. Let's see if I can do it from my phone. What the heck? Oh, there it goes. All right. Ta-da. All right, bear with me one sec. I got to reset some things. The key is to fold over the adhesive so it doesn't come in contact with, I mean, fair, yeah. Or just make sure it's going over like clothing or something, but yeah. Good times. How y'all doing? Welcome. It is Thursday, August the 20th. It is a little after 7 p.m. my time in Colorado, in the extraordinarily hot region of Denver, Colorado. But welcome in. Good to see everybody so far. Maybe see, good to see you here as well. And shout out thing's broken. I mean, last stream, so I'm not going to fix it. I don't know why the shout out thing didn't work. Out, maybe easy. There we go. Sad you missed a lot. I mean, the last one was pretty short, honestly. It was, it kind of went off a little on the emotional rails a little bit, but yeah. May's got a really chill channel. Go give May a follow for sure. Yeah, what's up, Retro? Good to see you. Got local representation here. Retro and I only ever meet at the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. We seriously need to like go hang out and have a burger or something, dude. We don't even have to talk about 3D printing. We just need to like hang out and do something sometime. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Had a bunch of new follows come in between streams. Somebody named Avocado Abogado followed. Great name. Inzadervum Etagondev. I don't know. I can't even pronounce some of these. Alik needs coffee. That one I can pronounce, and I will solely appreciate a username that says they need coffee. As much as I like coffee in the evenings. Oh, I could go make some hot chocolate, actually. Might go make a hot chocolate later. Although it's been like 90 degrees here in Denver. It's been ridiculously hot. So I'm more of a cold beverage person these days. Can you imagine having an adult beverage with Ian and Retro? I mean, yeah. It would be a lot of fun. Reprinter, you gotta make the drive back out here. We'll all hang out together. We'll have our own little like mini remurf or whatever. Anyhow, welcome in everybody. This is going to be my last stream on Twitch and YouTube. For varying reasons. It's only about 8 hours. Yeah, no problem. Easy peasy. Hop in the car. You'll be here in a blink. Need to find a customer in Colorado. I mean, by all means. I wanted to share a little bit about what's going on with me and kind of what's going on. So you've all seen my Streamer.bot and the stuff in the past. So I wanted to kind of, for the going away / farewell sort of stream, what I thought we would do is tell everybody how you can stay in contact with me and kind of future plans and kind of what's going on with me. So I don't imagine the stream's going to be super long. I imagine it's only going to be like maybe an hour long, maybe 90 minutes if it drags out. But I will say, first and foremost, if you have a subscription to my channel, please go cancel your subscription because I'm not going to be streaming. So there's no point having a subscription. If you're watching on YouTube, by all means, subscribe on YouTube. Actually, don't, because this will be my last stream on YouTube as well. I need to go figure out how to archive and download all my YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I have it on a backup drive here at home somewhere. I have like a network area storage thing where I've been backing stuff up in the past. So I need to go see if that's actually online and working, and get those old videos, especially with the career stuff. So yeah, so if you want to contact me or stay in touch with me, I am Ian Douglas on GitHub. GitHub is where I have all my source code. And so this one is going to be github.com/Ian Douglas. Social channels. Where am I on social? I like hanging out on Instagram. If you want like ridiculous memes and things I find hysterical and funny, by all means, connect with me on Instagram. I have like a whole range of folks that I share ridiculous things with. Everything from Marvel movie teasers to just ridiculous like gaming memes and like just funny, hilarious stuff. Yeah. So if you want to connect there, LinkedIn is going to be the primary one where everybody can stay in contact with me. Same username. So LinkedIn, and I am Ian Douglas 736 over there. Happy to stay in contact with everybody on LinkedIn. I'm not going to give you my phone number or anything like that, but you can reach me on here. You can also reach me via email. I've got varying emails, but if you connect with me on LinkedIn, let me know that you found me on Twitch or through Twitch. If I don't immediately recognize your name, tell me who you are on Twitch. When you connect, you can leave like a little message, and I'm happy to stay in contact with everybody via LinkedIn. If it is kind of semi-job related, by all means, connect with me on LinkedIn. So TechCheaper says, I thought you were moving over to YouTube. Yeah, I thought so too. And that was the plan. So if you didn't see my Discord message, when I streamed on Sunday, just as I'm clicking the button to go live, I'm like, I'm just going to tell people I'm done. Like, I'm done. And I streamed and I'm like, nah, you know what? We'll still do YouTube. And then as soon as that stream was over, just with a roller coaster of everything that kind of went on, I'm like, nah, I'm done. But I have other plans. S-Dragon89, how's it going? You still have the 3D printer you won downstairs? Sweet. Awesome. Good deal. Get on the Discords and show us some of the stuff that you've been printing. So you can go hang on to Discord. So I'm going to keep my Discord community going, because here's why. This is my last stream on Twitch and YouTube. ... as Ian Douglas 736. I came to the realization after the last stream, after talking with everybody around and having a lot of conversations in between, and I appreciate everybody that reached out privately. I had a lot of conversations kind of off channels and DMs and texting and emails and whatever with folks, and I appreciate those very much. And kind of what I was saying on Sunday's stream is like, I'm a little bit tired of having this schizophrenic, like, not to downplay mental health whatsoever. I have lots of family members with varying mental health disorders. So in my case, I'm using schizophrenic as a very loosely comedic term because I deflect with comedy. But I've been struggling a little bit with what is my stream about, because I'm trying to do career stuff. I'm trying to do resume reviews. I'm trying to do live coding. I'm trying to do Streamer.bot stuff. And I wanted to do 3D printing and I wanted to do airbrushing. And I was trying to figure out, like, what does my audience want? And the realization that I think you all kind of told me on Sunday was like, you're just here for the community and hanging out. So I want to keep the Discord group going for that. But as far as streaming goes, I don't think I'm going to stream as Ian Douglas 736. So going forward, here's the plan. So Twitch and YouTube, I already have new channels made. I have a channel called The Interview Guide. And this will be twitch.tv/The Interview Guide. And YouTube is going to similarly be The Interview Guide. And that's going to be my career stream. Ian Douglas 737, yeah. Ian Douglas 736++. So I made a channel just for my career stuff. And it's going to be just interviewing. And it's not going to be specific to the tech industry. So I'm still going to maintain the techinterview.guide website. The newsletters that I have on there, 3 of the 5 newsletters are generic enough that they don't need to be on an interview-based website specifically around the tech industry. And so my goal and my plan is to think about, like, one of the many side hustles that I have is a newsletter platform. And there are other competing newsletter platforms out there like Substack and things like that. But what I'm doing with my newsletter platform is I want to build a platform where people can subscribe and you set the frequency of delivery. So when you subscribe to any newsletter, you set the frequency of delivery. So very exactly what I have now. If you go to get any of my existing newsletters, you go in and you say, I want this newsletter and this is how frequently I want it. And then I want this newsletter and here's how frequently I want that one. And so for each subscription, you can sort of specify how frequently you want to get these. And so I have a plan. I've had a plan for a while to build a platform around that. The other thing that I've shown off on the site is something I've called Polygrid. And Polygrid is kind of that gaming, like, world view, like see the world in hexagons and so on. I have a game that I'm also building on the side with an associated game. And this is another side project that I want to work on. And so I have the newsletter platform, I have Polygrid, and I have this game that I want to work on. And then I want to do like some automation stuff, specifically for the interview channel. What I've been meaning to build forever, probably since early 2023, while I was doing the stream last time, like 2023 into 2024, I'm like, there's got to be a way that I can take my career videos, run it through AI transcription, get a transcription of what I talked about, go find, like, where's the cohesive thought. So if I, like, stop talking for, like, an ad break, or if I stop talking about, you know, whatever the topic is because somebody subscribes in chat or something, and I, like, stop and say hi to them or something, and then get back on topic. How can I go through and have AI look at the transcript and figure out how can I, like, figure out the timestamps programmatically and automatically to then say, hey, go clip these time things, smush it together, and here's a video that you can put on YouTube. And so I want to analyze these. I want to transcribe them, and I want to find places to clip video, and then I want to create the videos. There's a plugin for the DaVinci Resolve software, I can spell things properly. DaVinci Resolve, yeah. And it's something that we call an MCP server. MCP is a model context protocol, and it basically allows AI to interact with a piece of software or some kind of tool or an API call for whatever. And DaVinci has this MCP tool, and so I'm thinking I can build out some automation around like, hey, AI, go transcribe my video, go find the cool parts, go into DaVinci, splice it together for me and make the video, and then I'll review it. And if it looks okay, great. If not, I can then manually go in and tweak that shorter video, and that hard part of the work is already done. And then from there, like slapping an intro and an outro on it to make a YouTube video is trivial at that point. MCP is a fancy API, more or less. I mean, now that it's stateless, it's effectively an API. It's effectively a RESTful API again. And so I want to build out some automation, and that got me thinking, well, I still want to live code. But there are a lot of other live coding channels out there, and a lot of the live coding channels out there are doing a lot of game development, and I wanted to be really transparent about the fact that I want to build all these things, and I'm going to use AI. So suck it up. I'm not live coding everything by hand because I want to get this stuff out the door. So I made another channel, and this one is called AI Dev Co. And this one's also going to be on Twitch and YouTube. So these are already set up and ready to go. So if you want to go give those channels a follow or subscribe on YouTube, you can absolutely do so. You can go hang out on those channels. But we need to talk about schedule and when these things are actually going to happen. For some reason, I can't see my YouTube chat. So I don't know if anybody's chatting on YouTube. I do have a viewer over there, but I can't see any YouTube chat. Bear with me a moment while I try and fix a thing. Why isn't my keyboard working now? So the other thing is, as I'm building all this stuff and the new channels and so on, I'm actually going to be streaming off my Mac instead of off my Windows machine. Seriously, what's going on with my system? All right, let's just see this. Where's my chat? Menu. There used to be like a chat window you could open up. Chat. Here we go. Here's everybody's chat. Well, at least it was supposed to be. All right, well, I think that's going to work over on YouTube anyway. Let me pull this over here so I can see what's going on YouTube, just in case anybody stops by to say hi on the YouTubes. So we need to talk about schedule. When is all this stuff going to happen? So this is going to be my live stream channel going forward. There's nothing about Ian Douglas. There's nothing about 736. It's just these new channel names. Feel free to go follow them, subscribe on YouTube. Now, here are a couple of interesting plans. So for Twitch and YouTube, I'm not going to go for affiliate. I'm not going to monetize the channels. As I understand it, if you choose not to monetize the channel, you don't have to run ads. Twitch may still occasionally run an ad, but apparently if you are unaffiliated, the frequency of ads is much lower, and it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of annoying. And again, I don't do this to make money. I don't stream to make any kind of income. I usually give it away. I donate it, find other causes to give the money to. And so I've decided kind of preemptively as I start these new channels that I'm not going to go for affiliate status on these. Can I post these in chat? Sure. I will post that one, and I will post this one. Yeah, the brand new Twitch accounts are doing the same. Yeah. So I'm purposely not going to monetize these. And I also want to make sure that as I'm streaming the new internet or the new interview career channel that I'm really clear with folks. Like, I'm not here to sell you anything. If you want to book a mock interview, you can. If you want to book a private session, you can. But I'm here to live stream and help everybody for free. So that's going to be like some of the main sort of catchphrasing that I do with the interview guide. So I'm not going to do affiliate on these channels. I'm not going to try to monetize on YouTube. If the subscriber base builds up enough and I get enough hours, great. I'm still not going to monetize. YouTube's always going to play ads no matter what. Twitch is going to play ads probably no matter what. I can't do anything about that other than choose to not monetize. Just as a way, I don't know, like, and it's nothing against other streamers. I just, for what I want to do and what I want to put out in the world, I don't feel the need to monetize, and I just want to give it away. So that way there's no ulterior motives. And then I also don't have the distractions of like bits and subs and sub bombs and hype trains and all that stuff distracting from what I'm trying to do on these channels. Devco, I may or may not have, may or may not have video. It may just be me coding and occasionally voice. I may do a VTuber kind of thing. I've got like the little Deadpool VTuber thing that I used to use. I may use that instead. I actually debated doing something like Devpool, but the username was already taken on Twitch. But I really wanted to grab something like Devpool. So thank you, TechTuber, for the bits. Woohoo, extra $1. Couple more of those, I can go buy a coffee. Actually, I probably need several more after taxes, but yeah. Hey, Pezlas. Welcome in. So, Pezlas, what I'm sharing with folks is I'm not going to be streaming anymore as Ian Douglas 736. I'm still eventually going to stream, but I'm going to do separate channels for what I want to do. Yeah, get the bits in if you really want to, but seriously, like, if you have a subscription to my channel, to this channel, please go cancel it, because I'm not going to stream as this account. So I'm not going to do affiliate mode. The interview guide is the new career channel. This is going to be Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So this will be like 9 a.m. Pacific, and that's going to be what, noon Eastern Time. This is going to allow me to reach more of the European side of the market, and then I'm going to do Wednesday night. And this will probably be like 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m.-ish until it ends. And so that'll be like 6:30 p.m. to like 7 p.m.-ish. That's the start time. It's going to be more than a half-hour stream, Pacific, and then like plus 2 hours for, so it'd be what, like 9:30 p.m. to, or 10 p.m. Sometimes I have things going on at 7 p.m. here local time, and so I have to start at 7:30, just with life and stuff going on. And that'll be Eastern time. That's going to be the career one. I may, if I can swing this, I may do occasional like Friday afternoons. And this will be probably like sometime after like probably 1 p.m. Mountain Time. This will be very occasional, very infrequent, like, but the other thing that I want to do with this one is I want to get back to having guests on the stream. And by focusing on more just regular career interview advice and not just tech industry stuff, I can have a lot more guests from a variety of HR type of people, recruiters, headhunters, people who are actually like boots on the ground, talking to candidates, what's good about a resume, what's bad about a resume, get lots of different opinions and ideas. I kind of miss having guests on a stream. I'll be honest, I really enjoyed that when I did the streaming before. It was mostly focused on how did you get into tech? And I wanted to use my platform to like really hear a lot of voices of people who have been underrepresented and marginalized in the tech industry. And so I had a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds that didn't look like me, right? Not a lot of white dudes on the show back then. Had a couple now and then, but not very many. I wanted to represent a lot of other faces. And I really, really enjoyed that. And so I want to get back to having guests. That may be the Friday afternoon thing on occasion, maybe. So I don't imagine, like I had a really hard time trying to find guests when I streamed on Sundays, whether it was the Sunday morning or the Sunday evening. Like trying to coordinate someone on a weekend was almost impossible. And most of them weren't willing to do an evening slot when I was doing, I think I was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays back in the day. So that's probably not going to work. And so if I do get into having a guest, it's probably going to be a Friday afternoon slot. But those are going to be really infrequent. So one of the other things that I need to build is like a stream scheduler. And this is going to have some like social media automation that I want to build. And it's basically going to be like a little mini website just for me to go in and say, here's what I'm going to stream. Here's the topic I'm going to stream about. And if I have a guest, like get a little headshot, do the little thumbnail kind of thing, and then go post all that stuff on social media like a week before, the day before, an hour before, and just go automate the heck out of that stuff. And so part of the live coding channel is like, I'm going to show you how I build this stuff. What's up, RC? So a handful of folks that are in chat now, they got the news yesterday. I reached out to a couple of folks and said, hey, like you're like some of the first to know. You're the first to hear this, but I've actually made these 2 new channels. So the Tech Interview Guide and AI Dev Co. So the live coding one, this will be my live coding. It's basically going to be like, here's what I'm building for my LLC. Like I legit have an LLC business. And these are platforms and things that I'm going to be running as part of my LLC business. And yeah, I'm going to be using AI to code this stuff, whether it's tab completion or agentic, like, hey, go build this thing while I'm working on other code or debugging things or deploying things or whatever. But that's going to be my live coding. As far as the schedule on this one, though, this is going to have a very sporadic schedule. This is going to be probably like late at night kind of streams, probably greater than 10 p.m. at night, most nights. And it may only be like an hour or 2, but it'll just be like, hey, here's what I'm up to. Here's what I've been building. And then as I get closer to launching things, like getting people to help test signups and things like that. But it's going to be very sporadic. I'm not going to give myself a set schedule for this one because most of my evening time I reserve for doing mock interviews with people. Most of those tend to wrap up fairly late at night. And then I'm usually still awake. I'm usually up till midnight, 1 a.m. most days anyway. And so I want to spend like the remaining part of the time being productive. And the best way I can do that, even if I'm not like actively coding, is I can have my local AI rigs like chewing on building out code and stuff overnight, and then I can debug the next morning and so on. I did have another idea of having like a few other like morning sessions of like, let's do like a Thursday morning check-in, see how everybody's doing or something like that, and just do like a coffee chat kind of like before I start my day. But I tend to load up my mornings at work with meetings and have the afternoons kind of open to do things. So I'm hoping I can squeeze in these Friday afternoon things from time to time. One thing I'm probably going to do on this channel is do giveaways. But the giveaways are going to be like coupon codes for my mock interviews. So don't get too excited. I'm not giving away any more 3D printers or, you know, dragon statues or anything like that. But if you come by and like you do a resume review, I'll put your name in a raffle and, you know, I'll draw a name and you get like 25% off or 33% off, like a mock interview or something with me. But it'll be like an opt-in, like you are going to do like a mock interview. So I'm not just building out coupon codes to waste them, but you know, you are legit looking for career advice and you want to do like a one-on-one session. I'll give you like, you know, a nice chunky discount on doing a mock interview with me, something along those lines. But I'm not going to do any giveaways or anything like that on the other channel. So I've kind of purposely ignored chat for the last half hour. Aside from like a little bit of the stuff that we were talking about. So yeah, so we've got the Tech Interview Guide and we've got AI Dev Co. Those are going to be the 2 new channels. I'm probably going to start these probably late September. And the reason for that is I need to go set up like a whole new OBS setup. Because I'm going to do this on the Mac, I can't use Streamer.bot. So I'm probably going to switch to using Firebot on the Mac. They do sort of kind of have a Streamer.bot port, but it has to run on some janky deprecated like Windows virtual thing on Mac, and it doesn't work well at all. And so I'm going to give up on using Streamer.bot for the foreseeable future, because I really want to try streaming off my Mac. Because if I'm doing development and automations and things like that, I need a better development system than my Windows box. I'm seriously debating whether I even need a Windows machine anymore, because I'm not really doing that much gaming anymore. And some of the gaming that I can do on the Mac now, because some of the bigger games that I have played in the past, like World of Warcraft and so on, they have Mac versions of the software now. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, do I even need this Windows machine anymore? Probably still keep it as Windows, but because it's another potential AI rig, it's the same as my primary AI rig. I can switch up the memory allocation on it and put way more memory on the graphics side of things and effectively have a second AI rig. Because if I'm going to be live coding and doing all this other stuff, I'm probably going to need more AI tokens. You can go and you can like spend all kinds of money on like actually paying for tokens, but I'm going to not do that as much as I can. I want to use like local models, keep things private and things like that. So just vibe code the functions, you into a custom app. Don't reinvent the wheel unless you're a masochist. But RC, if we come up with a better standard, then, you know, we'll fix all the problems with all the current standards and we'll just make a new standard, right? Pretty sure there's a XKCD comic about that. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, could you build a custom app that does Streamer.bot? Yes, you could, but Firebot already does that. It's already built. And the nice thing about Firebot is it will run C# code, and all of my Streamer.bot stuff is currently written in C#. And so I want to spend like a month or so figuring out what do I need to port over from Streamer.bot, so I still have some of the same controls. That said, my Streamer.bot stuff is not going anywhere. I'm still going to maintain it. And like I said, I'm not going to completely get rid of my Windows machine. And so if people do need consulting help and you want free help, I'm not going to ever charge people for helping with Streamer.bot stuff unless you want me to build you a whole custom thing. Then we can talk about consulting stuff for that. But for just little stuff and like little chat commands and like little games and stuff like that, I'm not going to charge you money for it. So I'm still going to keep the Windows machine around so that I can specifically help people with Streamer.bot. But like I said, I want to try streaming off my Mac if I can. And if that works out, then I'm going to switch to Firebot. I don't imagine I'm going to need too many custom commands. I might need, like, for the interview channel, I'm going to need things like, how do I get the newsletters? How do I submit a resume to get a resume review? You know, things like that. And then, like, have, like, the recurring timed messages around, you know, here's how to book a mock interview or whatever. And then for the AI one, the live coding one, I don't know that I'm going to need many things, if any, honestly. The only thing I can really think of for the live coding would be like set up static commands, like what's my AI setup, or what's my coding setup, or what kind of system am I on, or where do I host my apps, or whatever. Like, I may put some stuff like that in just as static commands, but I'm probably not going to worry a whole great big deal about that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Anywho. So that's where I'm at with things so far. So I want to try and plan this out for late September, kind of early October kind of timeline. The other thing that really got me thinking about when I stream and my availability to stream is that I travel for work, and Q4, like late Q3, early Q4, tends to be really busy at work. So usually late September through early November, sometimes late November, there are a lot of tech conferences going on. Everybody's trying to cram their budgets and whatever and do all their tech conferences at the end of the year. And so there's potential there that I'm still going to miss the occasional stream, but I'm going to do my best to hold to this schedule going forward. And by doing Sunday, Wednesday, that'll give me like several other days to sort of prep and have things ready. The primary sort of content that I'm going to be doing here is going to be what I have in my newsletters. So I'm not just going to sit here and like narrate what's in my newsletter, but I'm going to take little portions of content out of my newsletters. I'm going to go make sure that that content's up to date, that I've got things to think about and talk about and so on with other people, and keep that stuff as up to date as I can. And then, sorry, my system's going really haywire over here. Like stuff's not working. I can't alt tab on Windows for some reason. Anyway, where did my Streamer.bot go? Weird. I still can't see what's going on with YouTube. Anyway, just remember to forget that Macs have camera effects. So when you go to talk, suddenly fireworks show up or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Mac camera effects because I'm still going to use the webcam that I use now, so it won't. I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about that. But yeah, but I want to focus primarily on getting the newsletter content out and making videos about the newsletter content. Like here's some of what I'm covering in the newsletter. Go subscribe to the newsletter if you want like the full kind of thing. Because that'll allow me to make little clips and things like that for YouTube to help start building up that channel. And then as I have questions drop in chat, then I can start clipping those things out. And I want to, like I said, grab a transcript of the video and I'll do like a little known phrase that I'll have AI watch for. Like, you know, if I ever say, hey, I got a question in chat from so-and-so, that it'll watch for, I got a question in chat. Or someone asked a really good question, and like have it watch for those kinds of phrases and know that that's where it needs to start a clip, and then like figure out when I stop answering the question. And then from there, help me figure out like how to make those clips and how to automatically generate those videos, put it in some kind of review queue for myself, and then go post those on YouTube and wherever else I'm going to post. I'm probably just going to do YouTube shorts. Anyway, I made Twitter accounts and Blue Sky accounts for these as well. And so these usernames will also be on Blue Sky and Twitter. So I will have both the interview guide and AI Dev Co on Blue Sky and Twitter if you want to go follow them as well. Also have the go live notifications and stuff on those channels as well. And then as well, like whatever content I'm going to have coming up and stuff like that. So that's the plan. Now it's going to take a while to rebuild an audience. I've only got 2,000 followers here on Twitch. I've got a little over 1,000, I think, on YouTube. And so it's going to take a while to build those back up in new channels, but I think that's fine. I think it's going to be okay. But I think it's also going to allow me to simplify some of the streaming setup that I've been trying to do in OBS, where I was doing the horizontal format and the vertical format, but then YouTube was only getting the vertical format, but it was like the 1080p, like the really widescreen, but then like the borders were just black because it was just sending the real skinny like vertical mode to YouTube on the larger format thing. So yeah, OBS got kind of jacked up. So I'm going to start over again. But I've already started working on those OBS layouts and so on, but I need to build out the automation of kind of this stream scheduler, posting things to social media. This will be eventual kind of thing, but the first thing that I need to start knuckling down on is kind of scheduling out what my streams are going to be, have a way of pushing that into Twitch and YouTube and set those up ahead of time as events so that people can see that events are coming up. I also had somebody mention, I think, was it last stream or the previous stream? Someone said that I should stream to Discord as well. I've done Discord streaming at my last job, but as I recall, you have to go in and you have to like set up an event ahead of time, and there's a little bit of manual effort in there. If I can automate that, then maybe I'll consider streaming on Discord as well. But one of the things that I've added to the Discord community, let me pull that up here so you can all see what's been going on in Discord. Okay, my system is totally borked right now. I can't. Where is, let me close this. Let me go back over to here. And let me drag this over here. So here's our Discord community, as well as all my other Discord communities that I'm in. Hello to tech. So I added a few new things in here. So I've added a coding chatter channel, and I've added a career chatter channel. And I'm also going to be adding a voice channel to the career discussions, because one of the ideas that I had for the career channel was if somebody has a question and they just want to hop on a call and just verbally give me their question, I will probably only allow like people that I know. Like I'm not going to allow complete strangers to hop on a voice call because I'm not going to be able to trust what they do and what they talk about. But I can go in here and I can make somebody, I can give them a role basically to go join this part of the Discord, and then they'll have access and they'll be able to hop in here and actually do like an actual call where they can come in here and, you know, it's not going to be, there's no video. It'll just be audio. They won't be able to share the screen or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about, you know, doxing anybody or seeing anything inappropriate on the channel. But I can invite people over to the voice channel and we can just have a voice chat. So you can maybe better explain some kind of background or whatever, where we don't have all those long pauses of like RC Maniac, a good example, last stream, RC Maniac wanted to share a whole bunch of stuff about what was going on at his work and his hiring. But by the time he got around to like typing it all out, I ended the stream. And he's like, what the heck, man? I was like typing all this stuff out. I'm like, type faster, use voice input or something. So no, Lopta, I'm not going to make you resort to Discord. I'm saying it's going to be another option. But I want to do some other automation, like as all the chat comes in, for example, if I'm doing like a live stream for coding or a live stream for career stuff, is start a thread in here of the date and time of the stream, and then everything that comes in chat will post in Discord as well. So everybody in Discord can see the full chat log of what everybody was saying in chat, aside from all the bot nonsense. So I also want to like really chill like all the different bot commands and things like that, just so that there's going to be less like clutter in the Discord community. Either that, or I can say like, hey, like go grab any chat messages coming in, you know, Twitch or YouTube, except for things from the bot, and put everything else in a threaded message or something like that for each stream. So that way we'll have a history of the chat log. So if people are curious about like what was going on in chat, I debated whether or not on OBS to have like a little chat window where you can literally read the chat. But I realized like if I'm live coding, like people probably aren't going to be reading the live chat anyway. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I mean, if you're in chat and you've ever watched a VOD and you've been thankful that the chat was part of the video, like tell me in chat, because I'm guessing nobody here cares about having like a chat history on a video. Heck no. I think like there are some that are really clever and like fun little animated sorts of live chats, but they do tend to be a little distracting. And if I'm live coding and people are asking about that, or I'm doing a resume review, like I don't want people to see like a whole bunch of clutter, you know, or stuff going on in chat if I'm trying to do like a resume review or something like that. I'm trying to figure out, Lopta, if that's a shrug emoji. Kind of looks like a kind of a shrug. I don't know. Oh, it's a spider. Gotcha. Okay. Fun. All right. Anyway, so that's what I got planned. So if you want to stay in contact with me, you can. I'm still going to be around Twitch. I'm still going to be hanging out in people's streams. Um, as a personal choice over the past little while, I actively avoid channels who are doing giveaways or charity things. I'm just not interested in getting sucked into more of the drama on those things. Now that said, the Stand Up to Cancer thing that just went through, I did go into a couple of channels and help folks raise some money, but that's not something that I'm going to be doing as my Ian Douglas 736. I'm still going to be around. You're still going to see me in chat, and especially for folks like Karen, I'm going to be saying hi in chat with the dad jokes, and I'm going to keep the dad joke warning label emote because I'm still going to be dropping dad jokes in everybody's chat. So beware. I'm not actually going away as Ian Douglas 736. It's a big part of personal identity as well as work identity. A lot of folks know me now professionally as Ian Douglas 736. And for those that don't know, 736 is kind of a shout out to my wife. It's how my wife and I met. Yeah, that part's not going away. But at the same time, like I can't get just Ian Douglas as a username. It's gonna be really, really hard on a lot of platforms. So that's why I went with these other usernames. So we have the interview guide, and I'm going to drop all these in chat again for you. So we're going to have the interview guide, and we're going to have AI Dev Co, and that's going to be my live coding where I'm live coding with AI on purpose. That said, there's typically a lot of like hate around AI and using AI and things like that. I don't know that I'm going to set up moderation to like auto ban people or time them out if they start saying a lot of negative stuff about using AI, but it is what it is. I'm telling people publicly that yes, I am using AI to help build these tools, but I come from a strong engineering background. I know how to tell AI what to do and how to do it properly and do proper checks and reviews and automated reviews around making sure that things are actually built properly and are going to be secure. Where a lot of people who are just vibe coding, they have no clue what they're doing. And those people, yes, we can go make fun of them. But I'm not going to worry too much about people coming through my channel. If you don't like AI, it's fine. You don't have to be part of the chat. You don't have to be part of the channel. I mean, I'm not going to put up with people like slamming what I do. You will be unwelcome in my chat, but I'm going to be really open about it. That's why I put AI in the username, because I'm going to be doing dev with AI and it's going to be all my company stuff. Now, some of this stuff I may open source. Like I may open source the stream scheduler thing. So if you want to set up some sort of like stream automation where it posts to your social channels or something like that, I may open source that. I may give that one away. I'm not sure. The newsletter platform, I have a name for this. I'm not publicly telling people what it is, but there will be some level of free tier on this, but it's also going to be mostly a paid service. But I'm probably going to let people sign up. If you have a newsletter, kind of like my newsletters, where you just want to like, we call it a drip campaign, where you subscribe and it just drips out one message at a time over some period of time. But it's up to the subscriber for how frequently they get those messages. I may let everybody do like one newsletter for free, but I'm probably also going to have some scrutiny on here around like, is your stuff generated with AI? If so, we're going to put warning labels on every email going out saying this is AI generated content, because I think the general public deserves that much. So I don't know. We may have some kind of pledge around that, or if it's a free tier, it might be like, hey, this is like message 1 of 10 kind of thing. Like you're not subscribing to a perpetual, ongoing, forever kind of newsletter. This is just a specific amount of content and then it's over. Sorry, you set the frequency of delivery. Polygrid, this is also going to be, we're going to have a free tier on this, but it's mostly going to be a paid service. And this will be hopefully spendy enough that this will supplement some side income, but we'll see. The game development is interesting so far. I've got a lot of interesting ideas around the game mechanics and so on. I may need to hire some graphics people because I'm horrible at graphics. I saw Space Hobo show up in chat as well. So Space Hobo, part of what I'm building out for these new streams is what I've been kind of hinting to Space Hobo on Discord around, like, if you got some time to help me out with some graphic stuff. It's going to be mostly around like the thumbnail generation for the YouTube thumbnails and go live screens and stuff like that. Let me just catch up on chat here a little bit. The only good thing is you can tell how long the delay is if you can see the chat in the stream. Yeah, that's true. There's a line between I hate AI and I'm going to yell at you for using it even though you said you're using it, and I don't like AI, but I'm aware you use AI. Yeah. And like I said, I think there's like it's going to bring up a lot of healthy discussion. We've had some really good chats on this channel just over the last month. We've had a lot of people come by, and we've had, I feel, really good kind of healthy discussion around using AI. People that like it, people that don't like it, and that's okay. I use it, but I'm using it because I know how to use it. I'm not relying on it because I don't know what to do. I know what to do. And so I'm using it in a way that speeds up what I do. But I think where a lot of people kind of misunderstand how people are using AI and what we call AI slop is from people that don't really know how to do the task themselves to begin with, and they're relying on AI to know how to do the thing. And that's where you end up with really sloppy work or duplicated work or something that ends up being really inefficient or really insecure in the case of software. And so I'm okay with the idea of using AI for generating what I'm doing because, again, I have the background to make sure that it's doing it properly. And I know people that can help me do actual like load testing and security testing and penetration testing and all the stuff that we do in software to make sure that something is solid before we put it out live for the whole world to use. So I'm okay with using AI. We have ads in about 2 minutes. Did that shout out work? That shout out also did not work. Sucking at something is the first step to being good at something. Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to software, like if the AI, like if you don't know what to do in the first place, and so your software sucks because of how AI did it, is that the AI's fault or yours? You haven't seen a shout out? Okay. I'll do a shout out. Actually, we have a few to do. I think I know why they're not working. So we're doing one for Pezliz as well. And then we have Space Hobo. What's your new name? Space Hobo Show. All right, let me go see what's going on with Streamer.bot and figure out why these are not showing up. I have a feeling I know why. It's the timer on Streamer.bot that I think I turned off at one point and forgot to turn back on. If I can find my Streamer.bot window. There it is. I'm pretty sure if I go services, timers. Yeah, shout out timer got turned off. I have a setting in here that will automatically turn itself off once all of the shoutouts are drained. Oh, hey, Minion's in here too. Or this might have been an old shoutout that got queued up and never finished. I'm curious how many shoutouts we have queued up. Wait, there's no one else in the queue? I thought I just queued up a whole bunch. Oh, all right, it's broken. All right, well, we got the announcements at least. So anyway, we got 2 minutes of ads. Yeah, the thing going on with the keyboard and OBS and stuff that's going on right now with my system on Windows is part of why I want to get away from Windows. Windows is just, I don't know, man, it's getting more and more flaky. And I've got a perfectly good MacBook from only like a year or so ago that I'm really underutilizing. So I'm going to be doing all my development on that machine kind of going forward anyway. And I'm like, well, if I'm doing all my live coding on there, I might as well stream off that machine. So I want to turn that into my new primary streaming machine. And then, yeah, if I ever get around to doing window or gaming, or if I decide to do like if somebody needs some help with some Streamer.bot stuff, then I'll come back over to my Windows machine and help them out. Curious if I missed anything else in chat. Frank420, welcome in. Good to see you. I can't tell if Frank is a Twitch Turbo user or not, so Frank might be watching an ad for the next 15 seconds. We'll say hello to some folks here in a minute. All right, 5 seconds left in the ads, then we're back. All right, and we're back. Sorry about the ads. Frank420, good to see you in chat as well. Saw your first time chat coming in. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I'm not going to be streaming on this channel anymore. I don't anticipate coming back on this channel doing a stream. I mean, I also want to say like never say never. Like maybe I'll like play some Minecraft or something, but I'm like really bad at video games. So I don't anticipate playing a lot of video games or wanting to play video games live. I think so. I'll probably not do any more streams on this account anymore. Like I said, I do have these other two accounts. We got the interview guide and we got AI Dev Co. So you can go give those a follow. If you're on YouTube, you can go subscribe to those channels as well. Actually, if you can help me out, if you have a YouTube account, hey Bets, if you can go over to YouTube and throw a subscribe on these channels for me, that'll help kind of kickstart things a little bit. So if you could do that, that would be a tremendous help. Thank you. So I've got the interview guide. It's not tech interview guide or the tech interview guide or anything like that. It's just the interview guide. There is a channel called just interview guide, and that's somebody else's. I don't think they've streamed them for a while. You can't read them. I mean, I've been posting them in chat. I'll post it again. So these are the YouTube links. If you want to go give them a follow or subscribe, I guess, over on YouTube. But yeah, if you can help subscribe over there, that'll help kind of kickstart those channels a little bit when I do get around to starting those streams. Like I said, the timeline on that's going to be late September, early October. That'll give me about a month to kind of get those ready to go. I do have a small work trip toward the end of September, but my goal is to like start getting some streams in. I'm probably going to stream on both of these like around the same time. I may do a couple of live streams as AI Dev Co. a few times, kind of sporadically, just to test it out as I get the OBS set up and things like that going. But like I said, because I'm going to be on the Mac, I'm probably going to switch over to Firebot. So all the commands that you've been enjoying now are not going to work. As far as like the emotes and stuff like that, I may carry over some of these emotes, but probably let most of them go. I may keep some of them. I don't know. I'm still really partial to all the Deadpool ones, so I might keep the Deadpool ones, but we'll see. I think they still have to go get like reapproved or whatever. So I may keep them. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably keep the dad joke one. Just I'll probably keep the dad joke command because that one's fun and it's usually pretty easy to implement no matter what kind of platform I'm on, like Firebot or Nightbot or whatever. It's usually pretty easy to just go grab a string of text. So yeah, I may keep some of these emotes, but probably most of these will go away. We were trying to decide last stream if any of these other emotes, if we want to keep any of these for followers. And so if you want to use any of my emotes and you just want to stay a follower of this channel so that you can use like these emotes, which ones do you want to keep? I definitely want to keep the TB Chibi, because I think that one's cute. I'll probably keep the dad joke one in case other people want to use the dad joke. But I was trying to figure out like which other 3 emotes would any of you want to use in someone else's channel as an emote. Now, at the same time, if you're on Twitch on a browser, you can just highlight over or hover over one of them and just say save image as, and you can save your own copy. So if you are a streamer, you can actually go rip off anybody else's emote from their chat. You just have to right click on it, save image as, and now you have a copy of their emote. So, so whether you want to grab any of these, you know, I'm happy to share these out too. If you see one that you want on your stream, I'm happy to share those too. Most of these honestly have been emotes that I've grabbed from like Slack and other like live chat things that I use at work. So that's where most of these are coming from anyway. Yeah. Anyway, any questions about any of this? As far as like what I want to do, when I want to do. So I'm also on X and Blue Sky. I'm pretty sure I'm on like Mastodon, if anybody even uses that. Is it Mastodon or Mastodon? I don't know. Whatever the old mammoth logo thing. Actually haven't logged into Mastodon forever, so I'll just tell people X and Blue Sky. I think those are the only ones I'm primarily using. Like I said, if you connect with me on Instagram, you're going to get a lot of memes and jokes and like really weird, like Marvel trivia and whatever. But happy to stay in contact with folks over there. I don't really share anything on the personal level on Instagram. It's mostly just jokes and memes and like occasional like everyday life kind of thing, but I don't post live videos or anything like that. But 100% will connect with everybody on LinkedIn if you want to stay in contact on a business level, or if you ever want to chat about like business career stuff, you can always reach me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I'm on X and Blue Sky as Ian Douglas 736. I'm just Ian Douglas on GitHub, which is where all my open source software lives. And then, yeah, the new channels, the interview guide and AI Dev Co. So you're not on Mastodon, you're on ****, I guess. So yeah, as far as Streamer.bot stuff goes, like I said, because I'm going to be switching over to a Mac, I can't really use Streamer.bot unless the Streamer.bot team really gets their act together and like comes out with a better like Mac native version of Streamer.bot. I'm probably just going to switch over to Firebot. You're not on Mastodon. You're on, I don't know what it showed up as 3 asterisks for me. At least you were 2 years ago. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Lapta. I'm pretty sure I am on Mastodon somewhere, somehow. Oh, the link broke. Did I just spell it wrong? No, my short URL is broken for Mastodon. I am indeed on Mastodon. If you happen to use Mastodon, you want to connect with me on Mastodon, you can, but I haven't used it in forever. November 2024 was the last time I was on Mastodon, but I do have an account over there. Blue Sky has some gateways into the Fediverse. Oh, it blocked a link. Okay. I'm watching chat in OBS, so I didn't see the chat message come through. Alrighty, let's see. So yeah, so if anybody has questions about what I got going on, how to stay in contact with me, anything along those lines, I'm going to post a lot of this stuff on my About Me page here on Twitch. So folks who are looking for me, they'll be able to kind of see what's going on. Also, if you go to either of these channels on Twitch right now, for example, you'll see my recommended streams. So if you go to AI Dev Co, it'll show you my Ian Douglas 736 as well as tech or the interview guide. That one's going to really trip me up. I'm going to keep wanting to say tech interview guide, but again, I want to focus on just helping people on a more generic, general level, and not be specific to the tech industry. So yeah. So if you go to any one of these, hey, I got 8 followers already. 9 followers on the interview guide. Then you'll see the other channels. But on the About Me page on my current channel, I want to put all the information that I've got here. I want to put all of that onto here and fix some of these things to point over to the new channels and things like that. I'll probably still put the like the Streamer.bot link and stuff in here for all the Streamer.bot examples and stuff that I've been doing around that. Most of these right now are actually linking over to my business website, which is just iandouglas.com or iandouglas.llc. It's actually my business website so far. It's a work in progress. It's not ugly. I'm not a designer. But this is where I'll be putting a lot of other stuff as well. But I'll be changing out all the information here to a lot of what you just saw me right up here. I'm going to like spend probably the evening tonight putting a lot of that information on the panels here. So you'll see that show up over here. But yeah, if you can also help me out on the YouTube channels for those, and go subscribe on YouTube as well, it'll help kind of kickstart those channels too. And then I'll do like the first couple of streams, like I said, late September, early October is kind of the timeline. If it was just dev and not AI dev, I'd subscribe. That's fair. It's fine. I mean, it's still me live coding. I'm just going to be using AI to do the coding. So I'm not going to be promoting AI like everybody needs to go use AI. AI is going to save the world, because in a lot of ways it's not going to save the world. But again, I think if you understand how and why and the best way to use AI, it can be a really powerful tool. Got Zooey up in chat. What's going on, Zooey? What kind of guests are they going to be? So, Zapper, for the interview guide, the guests here, I want to have like HR reps and recruiters and hiring managers and things like that come on the stream and talk about like what's going on in the industry. Like, what are they seeing? What do they want? I may do the occasional resume review with someone in HR. I did that in the past on my channel. I actually had a couple of HR people that I'd worked with in the past come on, and we both kind of evaluated some resumes, and we both kind of scored like what was good, what was not good, mostly to give perspective on here's what an HR recruiter looks for, here's what I as a hiring manager would look for, and even hearing how what we each look for in a resume was different is immensely helpful. And because things have changed a lot in the industry over the last couple of years since I had Josh on the stream, I think Josh Ashton was the last HR recruiter that I had do that with me on stream. It's been a hot minute. I kind of want to get back into like, let's go find some more HR people and say like, hey, come hang out on the stream for a half hour or an hour. Let's look at some resumes. You know, we'll have a whole bunch of people submit anonymized resumes where we don't see their name and current companies and, you know, contact details or whatever. And we'll just say like, hey, we'll do like some kind of giveaway where one of the people that we get a resume for, I'm going to give you like a free mock interview or something. Like, completely free or something for submitting for that kind of session. And then we'll go through a whole bunch of resumes together, me and the other person. So that's ideally what I want to do for that guest kind of spot. But again, it's probably going to be the occasional Friday afternoons. It's not going to be every week. So this is going to be like really intermittent. I'm thinking maybe once a month, maybe, but it's going to depend on availability, like when I can actually book people in. And if it ends up being really popular and I can slot in a whole bunch of people, then if I can swing it at work and I'm not traveling or something like that, I'll do it as often as I can. Let's see, what do we got? We got a note from Zooey. Missed my alarm to tune in. Sad this is my last Twitch stream. So last Twitch stream is me. So what I've been talking about is I'm making 2 new channels. So I've got a channel called The Interview Guide. I've got another channel called AI Dev Co. And this is going to be my new career channel. And it's just going to be career stuff, nothing else. And then I'm going to have my live coding where I'm going to be using AI. And so I just want to be really upfront with people. It's like, I'm coding, but yes, I'm using AI. I'm going to have some agentic stuff just generating stuff in the background for me, but I'm also going to be like live debugging and live stepping through code and like seeing what's going on, explaining what I'm doing and why and how, and thinking through different kinds of architecture choices and system design choices and things like that. I just want to be really upfront with folks that I'm using AI for this. And so that's why I put AI in the username, but it's not like, I'm not going to be promoting like everybody in the world should go use AI. It's not what the channel's about. I just wanted AI in the name just to be really upfront that, yeah, I'm using generative AI to do what I do. Might be able to get some HR people from a company. That'd be great. Yeah. As well as other career coaches. Like I know Zooey's been, I mean, at least in the past, I don't know, Zooey, if you're still talking to folks at code schools and stuff like that, but Zooey and I met because I actually talked at Zooey's school. And then Zooey and I connected, and then we actually met in person. Zooey came through Denver on a trip, and we got to hang out for a little while and hang out and have a coffee, and it was great. And I think Zooey was actually had gotten to a point in his life and his career where he started mentoring other people at the school, which was amazing to see. It's exactly what I want in the world, right? Share what we know and we all win. I haven't said that in a long time. I don't say it enough. But I'm a big proponent of like, take what you learn and go help other people with that. And so, you know, I want guests of varying kinds. I want like HR, I want recruiters, I want other coaches. Like, we'll figure out the list of people, but I really miss having someone on stream where we can kind of collaborate and share differing views on, you know, what's going on in the world. And again, I want to be able to, the reason that I didn't call this like tech interview guide was I wanted it to be more industry generic. Or industry agnostic or whatever, where I could have any kind of recruiter come on or any kind of coach and say like, hey, what's going on in the education space right now? What's going on in chemical engineering space right now or whatever? Like just have different kinds of recruiters and different kinds of HR people come through and talk about like, what do you look for in a candidate? How should people conduct themselves? What kinds of questions do you like a candidate to bring to an interview and things like that? And just give us all different kinds of perspective. So yeah, again, it's going to be kind of on an as possible kind of basis. It's not going to be every week. But the Sunday morning and Wednesday night, that one's going to be a set time that I'm going to reserve, and we're going to make those happen. So the quote of sharing is why I do what I do. No reason why I should take the ladder with us to the top. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you climb the ladder to the top, don't steal the ladder, right? Help other people up the ladder for sure. And that's exactly what I want to kind of see in the world. Like Zooey's the best example of that comes to mind. Like I was able to share that knowledge. Now Zooey's turning around sharing that knowledge. And hopefully some of the people that Zooey has helped are also helping share that knowledge and pass things along as well. Like that's what I want in the world. I think that's now I got to sneeze again. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Definitely didn't want to sneeze in the mic. Bricks O'Brien, what's going on? Good to see Bricks O'Brien. If anybody wants to go harass a really cool Lego streamer, Brooks O'Brien is your guy. He loves dad jokes, so definitely go hang out on Brian's stream and drop a dad joke in chat as often as you possibly can. Yeah, you can totally harass him here, 100%, 100% Pezlas. Good old Brian. Look at all the love. I know, right? So Brian, can I be honest with you about something? I need to change view, Brian. I need to be really honest with you about something. Yes, be honest. Okay, so don't lie. So Brian was one of several people that was raising money for Stand Up to Cancer, and he had all these redeems of everything going on, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna send some money. And he's like, he saw it come in and he's like, oh no. And then he realized I didn't choose any of the things, like go eat a hot pickle or whatever it was. I don't know. You had something spicy and you're doing like squats and lifts and all kinds of stuff. And you saw the money come in and you're like, oh my God, Ian, you're the best. It was only like $150 or something. And you're like, you put that money in, you didn't choose anything. I love you. It's great. I totally meant to go in and pick all the things. And didn't realize, because you were the first one on the platform, and I didn't realize that when you specified the money that you had to go in and pick all the things and then add those to your cart and whatever. I meant to. I just want to be honest with you, man. Like lots of love to Brooks O'Brien. But I mean, I'm happy to help donate to cancer causes for sure. I've had there's a comedian a long time ago that made a quote about like, alcoholism doesn't run in my family, it gallops. I feel the same way about cancer. I've had cancer on both sides of my family many, many times, and it has taken family members. And so I'm a big fan of helping raise money for cancer. So, but yeah, Spirit Music hanging out in chat. What's going on, Spirit? Spicy Peep. That's what it was. Yeah, it was because I know how much you love marshmallow peeps in the first place. But no. You don't have to eat the spicy peep. But if I had known, I probably would have put it through, but it's all good. You had to take it off the list. That's great. Minion, no more subscriptions. No. It was my last stream. You're wasting your money. It's my last stream. So you can go cancel it. I appreciate the streak, but last stream, yeah, I'm heading to Mars. That's right. I'm gonna head out to space with Captain Tom or Major Tom. I don't know. No, I'm starting 2 new channels. So if you're just tuning in, I'm gonna be starting a new channel called The Interview Guide. So these channels are already made. So I've got Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Blue Sky already set up for these channels. I'm not going to do Kick. I'm not going to do Trovo or whatever the other platforms are. I'm just going to do YouTube and Twitch. But there's a possibility I may multi-stream over to Discord as well, specifically for the live coding one, maybe for the career one. I don't know. I need to figure out if I can even multi-stream on Discord. I know some people do. Some people also multi-stream over to Twitter. I don't like Twitter that much to kind of engage my audience, especially if these are going to be like new accounts and stuff like that. But I'm going to set up a whole channel just for the career stuff. And I kind of started this stream not to make light of mental health, but I kind of used the phrase, like I felt a little schizophrenic with my stream about like, who am I? What am I trying to do? And I'm like constantly changing, like, let me answer a career question. Now let me go show some code. Now let me go 3D print a thing. And I felt very scattered. And so I think the best way to keep myself organized is to give myself a schedule and to just make new streams. And so this will be my last stream as Ian Douglas 736. I'm still going to be on Twitch. So Spirit, I'm still going to be dropping lots of dad jokes in your channel, as well as Brooks O'Brien, as well as Karen Chow, as well as Minion. I'm still going to come hang out in your streams and like harass you with dad jokes. But this is going to help me stay a little more organized, as well as stay a little more focused for people coming in my chat. And then the live coding I'm going to do, these are all like business ideas and platforms and code and things like that I want to build. And because I'm going to be using generative AI to do it, Again, coming from a background of software engineering, I know how and why to use AI in a responsible way. And so I'm just going to be really upfront with people. Like, I'm going to be using AI to build out these things. The first one's going to be a stream scheduler. So if you're a streamer, I'm going to be building a little app that's going to allow initially just me to go in and say, these are the dates I'm going to stream. This is what the topic is going to be about. And if I've got like a thumbnail image, and then it'll blast those out to social media accounts a week before, a day before, and an hour before I go live. And then I want to continue to build out the newsletter platform. I'm currently sending out newsletters where the subscriber picks the frequency of how often they get the messages. I want to set that up and actually make that a service other people can use. And then I've got the whole gaming thing that I'm working with someone else. And then just any other automation kind of work. Specifically for like my interview channel, I wanted to go through and transcribe the videos and find like good places to clip the video, go make the clips for me, and then I can review it. And if it looks okay, then I'll put an intro and an outro on it and go post those on YouTube and stuff like that. And then I want to talk to folks like Space Hobo about like helping with just some initial thumbnail ideas where I can go in and like manipulate the like an Illustrator file or something like that to go change a font or go change the text or whatever, things like that. So that's going to be my live coding channel. So this one is going to be kind of as I feel like it kind of channel. It's mostly going to be really late at night, probably like after 10 p.m. Mountain Time, which for Spirit, that's going to be like 5 hours ahead of your time zone or something like that. I mean, who knows, time zones and geography, right? But the career one is going to be Sunday morning and Wednesday night. That's going to be the new times for that. Please do Kick. No, I'm not going to do Kick. I tried doing career stuff on Kick, honestly, and there was no audience whatsoever. Like literally nobody came by. I tried promoting it on socials and all kinds of stuff. If I had like 2 people come by an entire stream, and this was back when I was doing like 2 and 3 hour streams, I'd have like 1 or 2 people come by. It's full of degenerates. Yeah, don't tell Spirit that. Spirit likes to stream over on Kick and do Kick only streams. Is Kick the same as Kickstarter? No, Kick was bought by some like gambling gaming entity, and they decided they wanted to kind of compete with Twitch for live streams. And so a lot of people that stream on Kick tend to stream like the gambling games, like the slot machines and a lot of other like gambling and like all the, is it Kalshi or whatever the thing is where you can like go bet on like political things going on in the world and whatever. So no, not affiliated with Kickstarter at all. Although Kickstarter is also a bit of a scam too. Kickstarter keeps recommending all these hardware things to me, and I'm like, I've been burned on a couple of hardware things on Kickstarter. I'm not going to back anything on Kickstarter anymore, especially all the like major 3D printing companies that are still trying to launch on Kickstarter. It's like, guys, you're an established company. You don't need Kickstarter. Like, you don't need us to go raise you $10 million to go build a printer. Like, just go make the printer. We're going to buy it. I promise. Kick spun out of Twitch banning gambling. Oh, is that what happened? Hey, Sailor. Good to see you in chat as well. Stake. That's what it was. Yeah. Built their own live streaming site so people could stream gambling. Interesting. I've done my fair share of Kickstarters that aren't scams. I mean, I've done plenty that aren't scams for sure, 100%. But I've been burned on like 3 or 4 hardware projects now. Actually, the last one that I tried to back, they ran out of money, and then they, like in a rare move, they refunded part of our money back. So I think it was like a $200 investment or something on Kickstarter, and they refunded everybody back like $50 because they're like, yeah, we got to a point where we knew we weren't going to have enough money left, and so we're refunding whatever money's left. And so they couldn't refund 100% because they had already started some of the development, but they were able to refund a chunk of it, which was super rare. And like that never happens on Kickstarter. Spirit, thank you for the 10 bits. Waste of money, dude. Don't stream Kick tariff. Nice. Yeah. If you have a sub on this channel, please go cancel it, because I'm not streaming on this channel anymore. So you don't need to renew your you don't need to renew anything. You don't need to drop a gift sub or anything like that. And So the other thing that I mentioned here on the new channels, I'm not going to go for even affiliate mode on those channels. So you won't be able to cheer bits or do subscriptions or anything like that. I specifically want to keep the distractions down on those channels. Again, I just want to be helpful to people in the world. I don't need all the shiny blings and the redeems and all that stuff. Like, it's fun to build all that stuff in Streamer.bot, but it can be really distracting too. So I just don't want to distract. If I'm going forward, I just want it to be a pretty easygoing, pretty laid back kind of stream for all of the things. And I also don't want to have to worry about like fumbling through buttons on stream decks and whatever, like how do I shut off the redeems so I can go do a resume review or anything like that. I'm just going to not even have to worry about that on the new channels. I've been burned on half of my tech hardware Kickstarters. Yeah. It's funny, like, you know, even seeing like Bamboo Labs and like, you know, Snapmaker and whatever, like all those folks, like I initially backed the first Snapmaker printer back in the day. And right at the last minute, I backed out. And I'm like, they're going to make this printer. And like, yeah, it gives you like a little bit of a discount, but like, it's also like the first hardware run from a brand new company. I'm like, there's going to be bugs and it's going to be janky. And sure enough, they had improvements like come out like a couple of months later. But I ended up not buying one. But yeah, I'm not ever going to buy another 3D printer off of Kickstarter. No, okay, come say hi to everybody. He's like being a super pest here. This is Riker. Riker's still going to be around on every stream. Right there. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What? Oh, someone's giving you cookies. Thank you, RC. Oh, you want cookies? So I bought non-stinky cookies, not sponsored. All right, get up here. Oh, RC Maniac said to give you cookies. Oh. Did you even taste that on the way down? Did you even taste that, huh? Okay, how about gentle? Gentle, 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 gentle. Not very gentle, but one of these days he's going to take a chunk out of my thumb. If you want a Snapmaker 2 350 with an enclosure. So, I mean, if they made a Snapmaker U1 350, I would probably buy one of those. I've been thinking about the tool changer things, but I don't know. I have to get my existing printers back up and running before I'm investing in any more 3D printer stuff at all. You have to do pickup? Yeah. Let me just fly back to New York real quick and pick that up. No more cookies for you. That was the only redeem. I did raise the quantity of redeems on that. I figured for the last couple of streams we'd let Riker get fat. If you want a big tool changer that isn't an Excel, yeah, there's this Kickstarter. Yeah, exactly. I've seen some recent Kickstarters. I'm like, I'm still not going to back them. Because again, they're either brand new companies that are trying to build a printer, or it's an already established company that doesn't need to do Kickstarter for that kind of stuff. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so I'm still on all the platforms. I'm still going to be around as Ian Douglas 736. I'm still going to be harassing everybody in chat and dropping in the dad jokes. If anybody is using Streamer.bot, or if you want help setting up stream elements or anything like that to go call my dad joke thing, I will help you set that up if you want. Just feel free to ping me on Discord. Always happy to help folks set those kinds of things up. And then on the Discords, my keyboard doesn't work again. And neither does clicking the icon on Windows. I'm really hating Windows lately. Let me go find the Discord again. Where did I put Discord? All right, Discord has completely disappeared on me. Where did Discord go? There it is. Okay, so over here on Discord. Sorry, it took a minute to go find the window. I made some new channels. So there's a coding chatter and there is a career chatter. And like I said, eventually I want to get I want to be able to have guests through Discord where we at least hear their audio. So if somebody has a question like, hey, you know what, you get 15 minutes on a phone call, you can ask me anything you want. Just because sometimes you have to give some context or some background to a question, things like that. Well, I'm famous. I got Brooks O'Brien in my Discord community. Whose is this? Why does Discord like keep shortcutting things? Who is even this person? I hate when they go through and just start truncating usernames. I don't even know why they do that. Anywho, so yeah, so that's the plan. So I'm still gonna be around on Twitch, just not as Ian Douglas 736. I'll be setting up these other channels. They're already set up and ready to go. If you want to give them a follow, you can. We got the interview guide and we got AI DevCo. Those are going to be the new channels going forward. And then interviewing, it's going to be Sunday morning, Wednesday night, and then occasional Friday afternoons. It'll be sometime afternoon-ish. It'll be maybe lunchtime. Maybe I'll do it like over my lunch hour, but a lot of my Friday meetings tend to run like most of Friday morning up until about 1 p.m. my time. And so I may just hop on a live stream after that occasionally as time allows. I need to make sure work is cool with me, like doing that from time to time. I think if I pull in the HR and recruiters from the company, it'll probably be a good excuse. It's like, hey, I'm just going to book this meeting with so-and-so in HR real quick. They'll wonder what, they'll think I'm like reporting people to HR or something. I'll do it so frequently, but I'll probably do the occasional live stream. But like I said, I need to clear it with work and make sure they're cool with it. But may do an occasional like 1 hour stream where I have a guest on. Again, I want it to be other HR people, recruiters, hiring managers, other career coaches and things like that. You just kind of get their take on things. And then the live coding, it's just going to be a late night stream and it's going to be as I feel like it. I'm not going to set a schedule for this at all. It's Streamer mode at Discord. Sees OBS is running. It auto activates the mode to hide usernames. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah. So if I disable that, hey, there we go. Thank you. I keep missing that little flag at the top of Discord when I have that going on. Lapta, thanks for coming by, man. Streamer mode strikes again. Yeah, a whole bunch of you told me, and I wasn't paying attention to chat. How do you make the number 1 disappear? Just add G at the beginning. Yeah, make it gone. Good times, good times. Anyway, so that's it. That's it. We're done. So got a lot of like live coding ideas, things going on. Like I said, the one that I want to try to build out is a stream scheduler. I imagine that there are already tools out there that do this. Put a picture of Loca in front of Juliet Prison from last night doing a road trip. Oh, sweet. Oh, cool. Send me a message on Discord. Let me know where you're headed on your road trip. K2. I mean, I'm still going to be around. So if you're just coming in and saying hi. Oh, you're out in New York. Sweet. I love that clip. Some of those Lord of the Ring mashups are pretty great. So yeah, so I'm still going to be around, just on different channels. So I'm just not going to be streaming as this account anymore. Who let the Canadian into New York? Post songs for everybody? Sure. Thanks, RC. So this will be the live coding channel, and this is going to be, this will be the career channel. So feel free to drop by anytime, say hello. You can definitely go check those out. Yeah, use up your channel points because I'm not going to be here anymore. I knew you wanted to do more of those hot tub streams on Kick. You're still subbed to me. Hopefully not subbed over on Kick, are you? You can go ahead and cancel your subscriptions for sure. We fear Canadians are too polite. So yeah, there was I heard a really good explanation of also why Canadian geese are so evil. Is because once a month we Canadians, we like take all our negative energy and we channel it into the geese. And that's why we're so polite. So and the geese are so evil. So all right, now everybody's going crazy with the channel points. Yeah, get it out of your system. I don't know why this one I've got like 2 of these dynamic backgrounds that just go bonkers. That yeah, let me change this up here real quick. Pick a different one here. Out of stock. Oh, there it goes. I think this one also goes a little bonkers too, if I remember it. This one is one of my favorite clips of all time. Canadians are rude. Redeem a custom command? Sure, RC1. I laugh every time that cat takes a dive. It's great. Every dang time. I mean, I can probably still make custom commands on the new channels, but it'll depend what the command is going to be. Because again, I want to try to keep them like distraction free if I can. All right, I'm going to go change the background here because that one's annoying. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate that. My system, my Windows machine is just going absolutely bonkers right now. So if you just do exclamation point high ground, it'll tell you how long until like Brooks O'Brien is no longer has the high ground. Change the background. We'll go run this one. I really need to set these up on buttons on my Stream Deck. He's not that tall. Ooh, burn. I mean, I've met Brian in person. I want to say he's taller than I am. Spirit, thank you for the 10 bits. A couple dozen more of those, I can go buy a coffee. He's taller than expected. This is true. That's like one of my favorite things about meeting people at, you know, TwitchCon and Remurf and stuff like that is like, oh, that's how tall you actually are. Same thing with work. Like I've been working remote since the pandemic, and I worked remote at previous jobs where you forget how tall people are, and you meet them in person. You're like, oh wow, you're way taller than I thought you were. It's not as tall as Hugh Forge. Yeah, I mean Hugh Forge is gigantic. Cool. Well, Spirit, safe travels to you on your road trip. I don't know if you've paused to pull over, if you're just paused for the night or something like that, depending on where you are in the travel. But have a good road trip. Let's see. Now I've lost all my windows again. Let me go find all my windows. I think that's the window. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Cool. Well, we're going to go find somebody to raid. Working on, maybe we'll go bug Chris. I think we'll go bug Chris. We'll do one last hurrah. You're in Toledo, Ohio. Cool. Gigagoogie. Thank you for the first time chat. I love the username. It's great. Good luck with the other channels. Appreciate that. Like I said, I will. I'll be changing up my about page to have all the new links and like all the other stuff going on, and all the new ways to get in touch with me. And then we'll be streaming on those other channels. Yeah, what a time to join! I know, right? good timing. So yeah, just one final reminder, if you were subscribed to my channel, please go cancel your sub on Twitch. Go get Twitch Turbo instead. Twitch Turbo is way better. Then you don't get ads anywhere. Yeah, let's go bug Chris, I think. Chris is working on a slide deck for a presentation, but we're gonna go raid. Let's go find a good dad joke for raid. Now pick a different dad joke. That one's pretty good. All right, we're gonna go raid into CM Griffing. His channel is not necessarily family friendly, so if you got littles around that you don't want bad humor and cursing and references to substances which are not legal in all states and provinces, we're gonna go hang out with CM Griffing. So help me out. Go drop this raid message in chat when we get over there. And thanks again for everything, everybody. It's been a fun ride. We'll catch you over on the new channels in late September, early October. And don't be a stranger. I'll still be around in chats, so I'll still be dropping dad jokes everywhere I possibly can. And I'll always be around Discord for sure. So we'll catch everybody. And we'll go hang out over on the new channel with Chris for a little bit. Cheers. Good night.